Encore. We've got Encore professional Andy Pope with us. Andy, congrats on qualifying for the US Open. I know we've had you on the podcast before. Just let's jump right into it. Tell us about that qualifying event. What was, what transpired that day?
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you guys having me on. It was, I mean, it's always a long day. It's quite a grind. I mean, I think honestly, the biggest thing was we were coming from the Corn Ferry event in Raleigh. And I mean, it was 85, 90 and humid. And we played 36 Friday because of the delays. And then 18 Saturday, 18 Sunday. So by the time we got up to New York and in the hotel laying down, it was 11:30. Set the alarm for 5:30. I mean, knew it was going to be just a long day, but it's a long day that you would love to have. I'd love to have that opportunity every time, and you only get it once a year. So, got up in the morning, just normal routine, got to the course maybe 30 minutes early, hit a few balls, few putts. I was fortunate enough to be paired with Jim Renner, who's a good buddy of mine. We live down in Orlando together. I've been traveling with him for quite a few years now. So always nice to have a great pairing. Probably one of those things most people don't know too much about, but when you have a good pairing, it can mean a lot. And just got out there and instantly was fairways and greens right away. Hit it really nice. And that was kind of the key. They have the pins tucked in all these tough spots out there that, there was a lot of times with pitching wedges in my hand, I was aiming 15, 20, 25 feet away from the hole, which I normally wouldn't do. And, played a really solid round that first round. I had a 3-putt, was my only bogey, shot 4 under, and told my caddy, Ryan, I was like, I don't want to look at the scores because I know I just played good. And it's always been one of those things where, if I played good in a qualifier, I should make it. And if I don't make it, then I'm probably doing something that I shouldn't be doing, so just we got over to the other course, ate some lunch, and I just said, if I play good this next 18, there's no way I don't make it. And we got out there, got off to a good start, and unfortunately made a bogey on like the 5th hole, 6th hole, kind of struggled, made about a 7-footer for par, and they blew the horn for lightning. So we took a break. I thought it was actually a nice time for me to take a break, seeing as how I just made a bogey and made a 8-footer for par. So I was like, all right, let me kind of regroup, get my mind right. And, all of a sudden sitting down for 45 minutes, I started kind of crashing a little bit. I could feel the energy level going down, grabbed a Coke, and we got right back out there and we put the balls in the ground. And right before we even hit another shot, they blew the horn again. So I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go. Strap, it's going to be a long, long day. And, we waited another, I don't even know, it was maybe another hour and 45 minutes. So we didn't go back out till almost 5:15. Was a little odd. They didn't really give anybody time to warm up, which normally in a PGA event or a Corn Ferry event, if you're delayed more than 45 minutes, they usually give you about 30 minutes to warm up. So got back out there. Course conditions had changed a little bit, played a little bit longer, and the greens were a little bit softer. Got to the back 9. I was 1 over for that round, and just, I said, let's just go play a good solid 9 and let's get in there. And I started on 10. I hit the flag stick on 10, missed the birdie putt, birdied 11, came right back with a bogey on 12, and then just kind of grinded my way, hit fairways on the next, 4 holes, gave myself some good opportunities, made a birdie on 15. And when I made birdie on 15 to get it back to even, I felt like I was still in position. I wasn't looking at any scores. I still had no idea. And then I made a really nice up and down on 16. I'd missed the green. And when I made that, I thought, all right, I got a par 5 on 18 to finish. And 17's a great hole out there at Old Oaks. And I hit a good drive down the middle, hit a 5-iron about 20 feet, putted it up to a foot, tapped in. And I thought, all right, I think I got it. I got to 18. Hit it in the right rough, decided not to take the gamble of kind of shooting it through this tree. I just kind of chipped it out, left myself 210 into my approach on a par 5, hit that to about 40 feet, left that 10 feet short, And even at that point, I just, I said to my caddy, Ryan, I'm like, I don't care, what the number is. I'm not going to putt this thing any different. I'm going to try to make it just how I normally would. And, I putted it. It fell in the front lip. And I just knew, like I'd said, I'd played good, and I'd never played good and missed a cut or missed a qualifier, because, that's the kind of the nature of the beast. If you play good, you should make it. And so kind of knew I'd made it, and then all the guys in my group were like, dude, you're in, it looks like the number's going to be 3. And, it's just one of those things, you're out there for 36 holes. You're trying not to think about it. I'm texting my wife, during the breaks, just kind of saying, breathe and just, one shot at a time. Like, it's a long day, but, you'll be able to rest and it'll be worth it. And, it really was. And, thanks to her and just, my caddy, just, everybody that's been around me, supporting me, it's been a huge help. And yeah, I mean, it's a long day, and then by the time we get back to the hotel, it's, 10:30, 11, and we got a 9 o'clock flight over to South Carolina. So got back up at 6:30, and yeah, it's a lot of travel, a lot of play, but, totally worth it, going to experience Torrey in the US Opens. I mean, everything I could ask for.
Well, job well done, obviously. And you've got kind of an interesting record in terms of qualifying for 5 of the last 7 US Opens? I think you're the only professional golfer that's done that, right?
Yeah, I mean, everyone always asks, I don't know the numbers. But yeah, I mean, technically I say it's 5 of the last 6, since the last one was just an invite. I memean, I wrote a letter trying to say, hey, I've been qualifying, like I fit the criteria, but yeah, I don't know what the numbers is. And I always say, I mean, credit to the USGA. Those guys give guys like myself a chance, and it opens up the qualifying for everybody. I mean, I saw a funny tweet. It was, guy said, hey, this might be a bad take, but what if we made all the pros qualify unless you are a past champion, and there's a lot of great players out there. And, at 36 holes is huge for a qualifier, because anybody can kind of find lightning in a bottle for 18 holes, but, to go play 36 holes and play consistently, and especially the USGA does a great job of putting them on awesome golf courses. Everywhere I talk to the guys that qualified out of Springfield, the guys that qualify in Columbus, everybody's just always saying how great the courses are. The setups are always awesome. That's why the scores are what they are. I mean, I saw the scores down at Bears Club. That place looked like it played pretty tough. So yeah, I mean, credit to them for putting us on, first class events or courses. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I just get up for trying to qualify for the Open or what it is, but it's just something that, I mean, it's my only chance to play in a major, not being on the PGA Tour right now. So it's something that, I really, really want. And, I was texting my wife before. I'm like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I know I'm gonna make it. I think just, kind of telling yourself those positive thoughts, and maybe I need to do that more when I'm out here playing on the Corn Ferry. But yeah, it's just an awesome feeling. It's fun to call your wife and your mom and just be able to experience that with them is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun for us to, be a part of it through you as well. Maybe chat a little bit about the ball. I know the new Vero X1, you switched from the ELIXR. You've been on the ELIXR for a number of years. Help me explain kind of how you went about testing that ball and what ultimately made you switch from the ELIXR to the Vero X1.
Yeah, no, honestly, I tell people every day, they want to look at the golf ball. What are you playing? Every time they're like, what is that thing? And I'm like, this thing's better than a Titleist. That's what it is. And I constantly say it. The ELIXR obviously was great, played it for a few years. And then, when the Vero came out, I was a little skeptical. I don't like changing much. I still have old clubs in my bag, but honestly, I thought the control with the wedges was really the main thing for me. I thought the spin control was awesome. The feel around the greens, it's soft. I was bouncing one today with a guy that we played with. We were bouncing a regular Pro V and a Pro V1X in the ELIXR, and he was like, wow, this thing's soft. And I'm like, it is. And it goes, I really firmly believe in the wind, it's not even comparable to another ball. It's really does hold up unbelievable in the wind. And, being able to control the ball, be able to control the spin is, kind of what golf's all about. If you can control your distance, you can score, and if the ball's kind of reacting different every single time, it's tough to play. So the switch from the ELIXR to the Vero, honestly, it wasn't too bad. I thought it was fairly simple. And I still think the ELIXR is a really good ball.
Great. Well, appreciate those comments. Obviously, a player of your caliber who can really tell the difference. That feedback's really important to us. Walk us through a little bit about your upcoming schedule. I know you're there in Greenville now for the Corn Ferry Pro-Am, BMW Pro-Am at Thornblade, and then you've got some friends in high places who are flying you out to Torrey Pines. So just kind of for our listeners who might not really understand the behind the scenes schedule of the US Open, I think it'd be interesting to hear from you.
Yeah, it's so playing BMW this week. I say fortunate enough to be buddies with AJ Przinsky, but I mean, he wouldn't say the same. So we're partners this week, and got Robert Dameron caddying for him. So it's going to be a fun week. I was with them this morning, played a practice round. Just it's a pretty good time. But once tomorrow starts, it's back to the grind of an actual tournament. So we'll play through Sunday. And then, I got a good friend of mine who was fortunate enough to send a plane out for us and says, I want to help get you guys out to Torrey as fast as possible. So, never really fly private ever. And I'm really going to get to experience that. So we're going to get out there Sunday. And then, right when you get there, this year with COVID, it's going to be a little bit different. All the protocols in California, but I always say it's one of the coolest things at the US Open is they do the practice rounds by tee time. So you sign up for your practice rounds. So if you really wanted to, and you saw Tiger Woods signed up at 2:00, you could just put your name in with him. Obviously he's probably already got a game, but it's pretty neat in the sense that, and then they print that out and they send that in the papers. So we'll get there Monday morning, go do all of our COVID testing, and then, register, get, kind of acclimated with where we're at. And then Monday, probably do 9 holes, either the front or the back 9. I'm not big into tinkering with clubs. These are the clubs that got me there. I don't think there's a reason for me to change anything. If anything, I'd probably consider, putting in a new sand wedge or a lob wedge. Just to get some sharper grooves. But it'll be a pretty lax day on Monday, just kind of get to feel the place. And then Tuesday, probably try to get some sort of game with Tom Hoagie or Kokrak, but texting with those guys. And same thing, I got a buddy, Mike Lavery, who played with me on the Nationwide. He played in the Buick out there. So he's going to come walk with us, try to give us some inside knowledge. I've never been out there. So spend most of the day out there Tuesday, and then Wednesday, same thing, probably get out there, play 9 or 18, just getting used to the course, see how it's playing. Probably doing a lot of physio stuff. We've been on the road for so long, massages and just, stretching, water, I went to the store yesterday and I'm buying all sorts. I bought 2 cases of water. I bought Pedialyte, just trying to take care of your body. I'm 37 now, I'm not as young as some of these guys. So, being, physically ready is definitely one of the challenges of being on the road. I've actually been on the road for 7 straight weeks. So it's going to be very comforting to actually see my kids. That's why I was growing this mustache. Hopefully they'll recognize me. But it's just one of those things that, just going to try to put in as much prep as you can Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then, once Thursday comes, it's go time, and it's like any other tournament. You just you've prepared as much as you can. I'm not going to be going to the range looking for anything. I'm just going to go out there, see what I got on Thursday, and hopefully roll a couple balls in the hole.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you sharing that with us. We're 100% behind you. So excited for you and your accomplishment. Thanks for joining us. And I will add, Andy and I did an interview. It was back in March, possibly. My sense of time is all messed up, but I would encourage our listeners to go into the archives. We'll share that link as well. But you gave, on that interview, we focused a lot on tips for golfers, up and coming players, tips, out on the range, putting green, and there was so many good golden nuggets from you on that last podcast. But once again, thanks, congrats on your accomplishment qualifying for the U.S. Open, and Team Encore, we got your back.
That's right. I appreciate it. Looking forward to using the ball again. I can't say enough about it. And I appreciate your guys' support. And I hope everybody watching goes out there and tries it, because you know what? It really is that good. And the only way to find out if something's as good as people say is to try it. So yeah, do yourself a favor and go try it. Encore. So
And
I appreciate it, Steve.
Follow Andy Pope on his journey at the U.S. Open, Torrey Pines 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.